Hey everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Oaky dokley, I'll try not to waffle quite so much in this particular one. I do apologise that I've been doing that. But I just want to point out, what was it? Scott Bessent, isn't he the budget duty in the regime? Came out apparently over the weekend or late last week and said the economy's doing great because everybody's spending up big on their credit cards. That might be because they haven't got the money to put the fuel in the car and buy the groceries, and they put it on their credit card in the hope that they'll be able to pay it off in the future. No, all that's doing is kicking down the road the defaulting. Just no percent. You don't understand how it works. Anyhow, I'm pretty sure he does understand, but he's trying to spin it into a different discussion. Okay, a different propaganda dialogue. And I'm just going to say as well, with the worshipping the golden statue of the orange idiot, posted that on the post section there. Pretty sure that's not what the Christians are supposed to be doing. But just take heart that when the time comes and we lasso around that golden statue and pull it over and find out it's nothing but tin on the inside with a bit of spray paint on the outside, could even be plastic, that wouldn't surprise me at all. And, the banners that apparently have gone up around Washington, D.C. saying, "Thank you, Mr. President, felon," all those sorts of things. Just sit in the energy knowing that the glee we will get when those all get torn down going forward. Very much like on the news with the Iraqi war, with all the statues of Saddam Hussein, etc., being torn down. The time will come, it will get to that stage. And yeah, Ten of Swords, absolutely ending, going down. And the Queen of Swords. Harris is out on the trail at the moment, making some very interesting comments. Queen of Swords is my Harris card. In a few interviews about what is actually happening within the, I won't even call it administration, within the regime, is not what it's all about, how wrong it is. Okay, what I want to have a look at in this particular reading, though, is apparently Carney, Slotkin, Buttigieg and Obama had a closed-door meeting in Toronto last week. Don't know what was said. I want to have a look to see what was said. And that flew out. Harris, the Justice card, the behind closed doors meeting, Three of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords. What's that all about? And the Hermit, isolation, investigation, introspection. Eight of Swords. What's that Eight of Swords about? And the Five of Wands, the infighting that's going on. And you've got the Empress, Russia. Okay. Russia has to fall first before they make a move, is what I'm getting. Okay. And it is pretty much just about at that stage. What were they talking about? The fall of Russia. Let's have a think. What were they talking about in that closed? The Hierophant and the collective awakening judgment card. Waking up. People waking up about the administration. And the devil. Waking up to the devil. Secrets being revealed. There's something coming out here. Holding the guardrails on the world stage about the false victory new information that's coming out that so far has been kept under wraps. Now, it was not Harris's choice to ask for a recount. That wasn't up to her. That was up to the DNC, and the DNC chose not to. And I think what's the reason why is because where was that judgment card? Judgment and the Hierophant. There was a understanding that there needed to be this huge wake up for the people of the US of what this cult, this MAGA cult, was actually like. So Judgment and the Fool, Uncharted Waters, New Beginning, had to be this massive wake up coming together. And there's some, probably about, I always get the 17% will never wake up. Oh, itchy nose. They're the ones that, you know, paid the $100 deposit for the gold felon phone that apparently has never turned up. They're the ones that bought the meme coins or bitcoins or whatever they were, uh, you know, that were worth $100, and now you're lucky if you can sell them for 20 cents. They're the ones that bought the golden sneakers that never arrived. You know, they really, 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 really had to go through this judgment, and some of them are taking longer than others. Some of them never will. I always get 17% of them never will. But before we can move on into this new territory, had to go through this stage, pretty much refighting the Civil War. You've got to remember those in Confederate states, and I'm not going to call them red states anymore. I'm going to call them Confederate states, even if you're blue in those Confederate states. Had to have a massive undergo like the Civil War never actually ended for a lot of them. They never conceded. They never considered they lost in their minds and probably in their hearts, because that's where the emotion of it comes from. They were still fighting the Civil War, the right to own slaves, not become part of the Union, and they have held for generations this grudge about having progressiveness enforced onto them. So yeah, they're still fighting within their own bodies this civil war. So we had to wake up as many of them as we could. Another big wake up call, was it Virginia, where the people overwhelmingly voted, like it wasn't into separate districts or anything. That people overwhelmingly voted to have the maps redrawn fairly so that they weren't gerrymandered or something along those lines, and then the Supreme Court in Virginia tossed that out. Oh, it wasn't the result we wanted, so therefore we're not going to listen to the people. That's part of that. And what have we got? The Seven of Swords here, the lying, the stealing that's being seen, absolutely clearly seen. You can say whatever you like on Untruth Social about all Americans should have their voices heard. Yeah, bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And they're seeing those that can be waking up and seeing it. Oh, look, you can see me shuffling in the reflection there. That's pretty cool. Okay. So what do I need to have a look at? Okay. Carney, Slotkin, Buttigieg and Obama closed-door meeting in Toronto. Let's have a look. Sorry, I've been waffling again. Using the mystical manga cards, what do we need to have a look at? Carney, Slotkin, Buttigieg and Obama. Closed-door meeting. You want that one on the bottom? Okay. Let's have a look. What was under discussion? Right, the Seven of Pentacles, looking at the options, discussing what options are available, what to do next, where to go from here. Right, the challenge is coming together, working together. I wouldn't say it's a challenge, but anyhow, second signifier, working together across the aisle. The energy that's stewing in at the moment is this empirical emperor, my way or the highway. This is what was discussed. The authoritarian dictatorship that is currently underway. So this is about discussions that happened, looking at options, and we've got the dictatorship there. It's a lot worse than I think. I think what's happened is it's really gotten away and is a lot worse than what various people thought it would be. Those that could call the shots early in the piece. Okay. In the past, keeping a lid on some documentation. I keep getting Avril Haines, but this is also the DNC report as well. Avril Haines with the DNI report into the election itself. Never seen it. Usually comes out within months of change of government or just government being sworn in. Never seen it. So in the past, this is documents that have not been seen. Crowning the reading, we got the King of Swords. It's my Jack Smith card. So the two, Avril Haines and Jack Smith, between them, they have all the information required, all the proof, all the documentation to remove this regime. So I suspect this is what was under discussion. What next? Okay. The immediate future. Financially destitute. The US is pretty much bankrupt, brought to its knees, but we've got this financial destitution. Like it has to get so bad that the people of the United States feel it. You know, they can just, the MAGAs can twist themselves into pretzels and justify just about everything. One of my lovely viewers said that, you know, this worshipping of the golden statue of the felon, when they pointed out, you know, it's like the golden calf, they said, oh, no, they were blessing the statue. Oh, bullshit. What do you think? Like, really? But they will twist themselves into pretzels to justify their position until they reach their own personal breaking point. And that might be putting gas in the car and all of a sudden it's 2 to 3 times more, and they can't afford to pay it. But they paid their $100 for their gold phone, then they want their $100 back, and it's like, no, sorry, tough Beckies. Whatever it is, there is this financial destitution that people have to reach to walk away. So this is the story it's telling me. So there was discussions about the felon, about what level things will be getting to before there's this mass walking away with the Eight of Cups and mass regret. Five of Cups. This is going forward into the future. So we've got Five of Coins and Five of Cups, regret. So it's almost like this last puzzle piece attitude change. Hopes and fears, the death, ending, significant ending. So I'm asking what was discussed. Could be the death of the Orange Idiot. What do they do once he passes? Oh, I think that was it. Okay, thank you. Yep. Okay. The outcome. The Six of Cups, the emotional naivety. You've got the Empress. You've got the false victory. So this is also a gift from the past from Russia about a false victory. And the Ace of Coins, Ace in the hole. The Ace of Coins coming out. Could also be Fool's Gold. The Ace of Coins, big documentation, I think, to do with because we've got the Nine of Pentacles here, entrapping, the Eight of Swords, the Four of Cups, the emotional regret, the manipulation, and then we've got Justice coming. Working together behind the scenes to bring forward a harsh truth that will herald a new beginning with the Fool. And there's my military card, a strength card, not military. That's Chariot, strength. New beginning, strength. Keeps going. Queen of Coins, Homeland Security, Hanged Man, Knight of Cups, Trojan Horse, or this could be an offer of something emotively new, volatile information coming forward with the Knight of Wands about those involved in vote flipping. You've got the Moon, you've got the Ace of Cups, and you've got walking away from the power abuse, betrayal, deceit, stealing. Okay, what were they discussing? I think what they were discussing was, do we leave it for somebody to go and then we take steps? Or is it going to happen like that? I think they were talking about, I'm hearing timing, about bringing forward information, timing. Ace of Wands, bringing forward new information. And it's a yes card as well. Six of Swords, moving out of troubled water, the inspirational action being taken and stepping through into a new beginning, new beginning with that Ten of Pentacles, a legacy. I think they were discussing COUP. Let's have a look. Were they discussing? Come on down. I've got these cards that have fallen out. When the Orange Idiot is gone. Page of Cups, unexpected out of left field, the Sun and the Emperor, and the Ten of Swords on the bottom. Ten of Swords, Two of Cups, looking at the options. It is a nightmare what's happening in the White House at the moment, especially in regards to overseas trade and what's happening in the Strait, and regret. I'm getting regret that they didn't take action sooner. Page of Cups, unexpected out of left field. The Sun, full exposure in regards to the Emperor. And there's that Strength card again, Strength, and the Knight of Cups. Something being offered up that will show treason with that Three of Swords and will change everything with the Wheel of Fortune. We've got the Voter, we've got the Tower, we've got the puzzle pieces coming together with the Eight of Cups. We've got the Mercenary with the Nine of Coins, the Mercenary, and the Government with the Hierophant and the Steel. Okay. And I'm going to say, it really, the fact that it had to come, entertainment only, sorry, the light's shining on that one up there, that it had to come to this stage. We've got the Page of Cups, Page of Coins, information about votes coming forward. And then we've got 3 twos, and then we've got the guardrails of government with the Nine of Wands defending the guardrails. But 3 twos, what do we do? They've got this information, the Page of Coins about votes. What do we do with it? Vote flipping, the plan, covering up because of the Steel, because, to be honest, And then we've got the splitting the deck. Took that off. Judgment. Judgment and the world. It's far worse. And the Ten of Wands, the burden. The burden of this destitution. But this is also moral, financial, ethical corruption as well for me. And the walking away. A need to walk away from this cult with the Lovers card there. Right, we've got Judgment, Biden, who's not in the picture at the moment. He's not well, but this is what Biden's put in previously. The Chariot, the military, and the Hermit, investigation into the swamp. Smoke, mirrors, illusion, delusion, poor choices with the Seven of Cups. And we've got the Star. The narcissist, perhaps. Be careful what you wish for. And the Legacy card. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what they were discussing. They were discussing what do we do when what steps do we take? And I think they're going to, let me grab my yes, no cards and ask. Just ask, yes, no. Come on down. There's 12 yes, there's 12 no's, 2 blanks. And I got a double yes, because I was thinking in my mind, are they going to wait until the orange felon keels over? Let's have a look. Are they going to wait until the orange felon keels over and the spell is removed? Are they going to wait? Are they discussing? Were they discussing what to do when the orange felon keels over? I've got 2 no's. Okay, were they discussing? Were they discussing a coup of some sort? Okay, I'm getting that they feel that they can't wait till he keels over. Were they discussing a coup? Doesn't mean that's the way it's going to go, but were they discussing a coup? Yes. I've got no there. Yes and no. Because I mean, a coup is a big step. Were they discussing when to release information? Were they discussing when to release? Yes. Right. Were they discussing an interim administration panel? Yes. But blank. Yes, but. So I think what was happening was, yes, they were discussing an interim panel, but there is debate on how, what, when, etc. About what triggers is what I'm getting. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. There was debate. Do we wait for him to cark it, 6 foot under, or do we make it happen before? That's why I got all those 2s. Or do we do it beforehand? Do we, there was this, yeah, that's what I think was being discussed. Do we wait for the people to rise up? Do we do it before the midterms, after the midterms? I'll have fun with the midterms. I will read on them closer to the date. At this stage, he's talking about putting armed guards or something at the voting stations, or the regime is. We know that's probably Miller. Okay, so yes, what were they discussing? They were discussing the how, what, when, and where. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I think there will be more meetings between these 4, possibly Harris might join them. I don't know that she will, because she's being, if I say she's being observed, she's not being watched as such, but she's being observed. And I think if she went, there would be big radar alerts going off. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Just know that we are in the chrysalis stage at the moment. Caterpillar's had its fall. We're in the chrysalis stage where it's all melting down, and we will emerge fully winged, and then we just need to pump those wings up and dry them out, and then we're off again. But man, it's taking a while. Okay, catch you shortly. Bye-bye.